Good afternoon. This is Dr. Bill White again with the American Orthodontic Society, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about Class 3 cases, these non-surgical Class 3 cases. I started this case too soon, and at first it looked like all I had to do was eliminate one lower central, and I could finish the case and get it in Class 1 and everything. As I went further down the line, he began to grow more, and I could not finish it like that. So I had to drop back and take out the lower 6-year molars. And he had good wisdom teeth, so it worked out okay. But I ended up at the end with just a little space between the one central and one lateral on the other side of the mouth. So let's look at the case, and maybe it'll keep you from making a mistake like that. When you're doing Class 3, let them grow till you think they're pretty much grown before you do anything rather drastic like removing teeth like this. Well, anyway, here's the result of it. We didn't screw up too bad, but I left a space in between those teeth. Here he is when he's a young, just a young boy, and is kind of timid looking right there. And he's got a Class 3. You see the crossbite there in the front part of his mouth, and it needed to be treated. Maybe the parents or something were pushing to do something. I don't remember. But I should have had sense enough to know to let the boy finish growing or get much further down the line when you make a decision to do something there. Extracting a lower central when it's a mild case like this is a good way to do it. And I've done a lot of that. Well, not a lot of it, but I've done a good many cases of adults, where they were just edge to edge, a little bit past there, and you take out one lower central and close a space together, and they'll slip right over, and you'll have a pretty nice overjet and overbite in the case, and it helps their looks. And so we have done that, but right here it was just too quick. I tried to get in there too quick. And so let's look at the models. Now here on the models, they don't look as bad as they did in the mouth there. He's got this bad crossbite on the right side, and it's a mild Class 3. And again, on the left side, it's a greater Class 3. You see the difference in this. Let me see, I'm going to have to get my little pen going. I can't hardly talk without that pen. Anyway, here the case is Class 3. It really is. So here he's 10 years and 1 month old at this point. And when we look at these molars, you see this molar is a little too far out in front, and that's Class 3-ish. And when we close this space up some more, it'll come on over further. And this molar is even further off. So we've got a mild Class 3. And if that was going to stay that way, you could eliminate one lower central and solve the problem. But you better wait to do that on somebody who's mature and pretty well grown. And we've done that on quite a few adults, and you can find some of them in the videos if you look for it. Now, here we go on. He's getting the cuspids are coming down through there and be a little crowded up above, which helps the Class 3 problem. But the molars are still Class 3, and he's age 11. And here at this point now, he's age 13 and 9. And so I thought, well, this is it. We had them all lined up and everything. And then I thought, okay, we'll take this tooth out. And then we can close this space up and bring these teeth underneath here. And I was fooled. The guy, he's 13 and 9, but he wasn't through growing. And so it kind of backfired on me there. And I've seen people do that before, and I did it too. So excuse me. All right, here he is at age 14 and 8, and we know that he's further out than we really thought he would be. And so we had to come back and kind of back up, and then we're going to take out the 6-year molars. He's got good wisdom teeth, and they'll come up and fill in the space. And so we did that. Now here we've closed part of this space, and in this type of thing, you just pull this tooth forward till it's in class 1, and you take this back till it's in class 1. And you can use class 3 elastics or class 2 elastics to accomplish that. It makes it right good. And now we pull this tooth away from the wisdom tooth and let it come up. And it takes a while to get that wisdom tooth up there. But let's go through it pretty quick and we can get through this video for you. I've had a coughing spell here. Now we've got the 2 molars up close. Now I didn't pull these roots, so I didn't use enough of this down force right here to bring this root in. So I'll do that later. I hope I pull these. These are second molars now that we've got in there. And he's 15 years of age at this point. All right, let's see. Now here it's 1186. Jumped the forward too much. He's 16 and 11 at this point, and we have taken that off and left this in class 1. And there's a space in between these teeth. We haven't. And as these wisdom teeth come in and take the place of the second molars, they'll bump this and usually close that space up. So we're finishing the guy up here at age 16, 11. He's virtually 17 years old when we get through with the case. And here he is. Later on, he's age 17 and 7, and the wisdom tooth still hadn't gotten in there. This one has, and this one will push on this, and if we have to, we could put a separator in here and push that back and get that tooth to erupt on in there. And this pressure will tend to close these spaces up here. But it's not going to be enough to close the space in the anterior part of the mouth. All right, we go to the next deal. He's 1710, and the one on the left side is pretty well finished. He's got a gap in there. It seems to drift too over a period of time. Your teeth just drift to the front. Now this molar, I don't show it here. He's nearly 18 years old before this wisdom tooth makes it in, and he probably is going to be over 18 when we get it. I think this is the last Panorex that I took on him, and got the teeth lined up good. Now here, well, I did have another picture here, and so here it is. But he's 27 years and 3 months old, and so that tooth has come on up in there, and it's closed part of the space up and everything. in the arch down on the bottom, but he's got this little space between the centrals down here, and where you've got teeth that are a little bit small, you pull them back and pull them together, and you end up with more overjet and overbite. Whereas you might be along here and you have the smaller teeth, you can have your overbite and overjet more, and it'll take care of it. But this hadn't gotten to that point yet. But anyway, we finished out here, and this is 97, looks like 1997, and he's 27 and 3 months old, and I assume that he's going to quit growing right there, but I just made a goof up there, and I thought I'd show that to you. Here are some cephalometric pictures that we took of him as he grew up, and he has a nice facial structure. Nice looking kid here, and he's got beautiful hair, and the face is lined up real good, and here we have a good smile. I had a lower retainer and an upper retainer on him at this time, and we've got this space pretty much together with that retainer. But and this is in 87, and here he is. Well, that's still 87, and that finished out good from that point. Now, whether he stopped wearing the retainer down on the bottom, I do not know, but we had it closed up, and we're waiting these wisdom teeth come on in back here. See, they'll come in, and if one doesn't make it in, it's simple for us to bond a wire on here, put a little spring in this part, and raise that. We can pick up any tooth back there and carry it up to the front and line it up good. So anyway, here he is at that point. That's 87, and he's lost some of that nice hair. He's a nice looking young man, though, and when he smiles now, he apparently has stopped wearing his lower retainer and got just a little space right there in those teeth, but it worked out good. Now, you could come in and build that central up with a little composite or something like that. So that's the end of this video. That's the last pictures I had on him. I appreciate your watching, and so you caught me in a mistake, but it can be made pretty easy. It's hard to judge when a person is going to stop growing, and I jumped on this a little too soon. I should have left it alone until he was a little more mature. Then I would have just removed the 6-year molars, but I took it out too early and closed that. That wasn't enough, and I had to go back and get the 6-year molars later on. So anyway, I hope you learned something from this. Appreciate you watching it, and I would love for you to subscribe to our channel. We would like to have as many people subscribing as we possibly can. So anyway, thanks again, and I'm going to close out here and see if I can get this